In a world where love stories are often scripted for the screen, there occasionally emerges a tale so unexpected, so tender, it reminds us that reality can be more poetic than fiction. Before we dive into this beautiful chapter of Dylan Wang and Shen Yue's journey, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest updates, love stories, and exclusive celebrity moments you won't find anywhere else. The sun rose over a quiet Saturday morning, but for millions of fans across Asia and beyond, the day was anything but ordinary. Social media feeds began buzzing, hashtags exploded, and within hours, one name was trending worldwide, Dylan Wang ***. But this time, it wasn't for a new drama, magazine cover, or fashion campaign. No, this time, it was deeply personal. Heartwarming. Unexpected. Dylan Wang had posted pregnancy photos. And not just any photos. These were elegantly composed, emotionally rich, and unmistakably proud portraits of a glowing Shen Yue, his wife. For years, fans had speculated. Were they dating? Was there more than just on-screen chemistry? From the first time they appeared together in Meteor Garden, their chemistry leapt off the screen and into the hearts of millions. But they always laughed off rumors, keeping their personal lives guarded, protected like sacred territory. Until now. The photos appeared on Dylan's verified account just after 8 AM Beijing time. There were no captions, just a single white heart emoji, followed by the infinity symbol. The first image was a black and white portrait. Shen Yue stood barefoot in a flowing silk dress that hugged her bum delicately. Her hands rested gently on her stomach, eyes closed, lips curled in a soft, peaceful smile. Behind her, Dylan stood with his hands wrapped around hers, chin resting on her shoulder, their silhouettes quiet but deeply intimate. The world collectively gasped, and then it erupted. Within minutes, the post had millions of likes. Fans, stunned, flooded the comments with shock, love, and pure joy. Wait. Wife. Is this real? I'm crying at 4 AM. Oh my god, Shen Yue is glowing. He's going to be the hottest dad alive. But beyond the glamour of their announcement was something more raw, more personal. Dylan and Shen Yue hadn't just released photos. They had released a story. A quiet, meaningful, and deeply emotional story of love that bloomed far from the spotlight. A story that had begun, according to close friends, long before fans suspected. According to industry insiders, Dylan and Shen Yue remained close after Meteor Garden, often texting, checking in between shoots, and offering each other advice on scripts and roles. But things reportedly shifted in 2023, when both actors found themselves between projects and attending a private retreat for artists in Yunnan province. No paparazzi. No cameras. Just nature, journaling, and conversations under the stars. It was there, say sources, that their friendship deepened into something unspoken. At first, it was nothing dramatic. Just longer walks. Shared tea. Late night talks about fears, about fame, about wanting to grow as people, not just as actors. And then something happened. They stayed in touch. Kept meeting. Sometimes in small towns outside the city. Sometimes on group trips where their closeness became increasingly obvious to those paying attention. Yet neither confirmed anything. Not even a hint. Until a blurry photo surfaced in early 2024, showing Dylan holding hands with a woman who fans quickly guessed to be Shen Yue. But again, no comments. No post. Just silence. And now, a year later, a baby. A baby. The photos released were more than just a surprise, they were a statement. A statement that love doesn't always need press releases or headlines. That sometimes, when it's real, it doesn't need to shout, it just lives quietly until it's ready to be shared. The second image was perhaps the most striking. It showed Shen Yue alone in a meadow at golden hour. She wore a soft linen dress, and the wind played gently with her hair. The sun bathed her in light, and she looked toward the sky, hopeful, almost prayerful. One hand cradled her bump. In the bottom corner, in delicate script, were just 3 words, coming soon. Love. Dylan captioned the post with no words. Only those 2 symbols, a white heart and an infinity sign. It was simple, powerful, and it told the world everything they needed to know. The reaction was immediate. Fashion houses began reposting. Celebrities congratulated them in stories. Even veteran actors and directors weighed in with heartfelt comments. One major director wrote, "Love like this is rare in our industry. Quiet, deep, and real. Congratulations to 2 of the kindest people I've ever worked with." But perhaps the most moving responses came from fans. Some wrote essays. Others made tribute videos. Many shared how watching Dylan and Shen Yue through the years gave them hope, not just in romance, but in the idea that fame doesn't always swallow authenticity. That even in the entertainment world, 2 people can fall in love privately, maturely, and beautifully. And as more behind-the-scenes information trickled in, it became clear just how intentional their decision to share this moment was. A source close to the couple confirmed they had quietly married earlier in the year in a private ceremony attended only by family. No press, no stylist, just close relatives, handwritten vows, and tears that came not from flashbulbs, but from the raw emotion of a moment deeply earned. The wedding had taken place in Dolly, overlooking the Erie Lake. The source shared that Shen Yue wore a minimalist gown with a vintage veil belonging to her grandmother. Dylan wore a linen suit, no tie, and brown sandals, his choice, reportedly, "Because I want to feel the earth when I marry her." The earth, the wind, the silence, the truth. It was all there. In the ceremony, in the photos, and now in the growing life inside Shen Yue. At the heart of this story is not just celebrity romance. It's a shift. A refusal to monetize love. A decision to share only when it felt right. When it was real. When it had rooted itself deeply enough to stand without explanation. As fans continue to celebrate, questions arise. Will they show the baby? Will they speak publicly? Will this change their careers? But perhaps that misses the point. Dylan and Shen Yue aren't giving us a show. They are giving us a moment, a rare, quiet window into love lived slowly. And maybe that's the most beautiful